Freedom is having no boundaries according to the free wills. Freedom is like being able to be free, like the whispers of the wind, flows of the waves, sound of, I don't know, life, according to the poets. Freedom is being able to love unconditionally according to the lovers. Freedom is the capacity to imagine, create, and inspire according to the artists. Freedom is a voluntary will according to the volunteers. Freedom is a state of peace according to the hipsters. Freedom is the greatest power of life according to the religious. Freedom is independent according to the wise. People have lots of perceptions about freedom, but to all aforementioned definition given, it all roots to a certain general idea that freedom is a necessity. If you look at the sentence, you'll definitely agree that freedom is a necessity. It is a big yes for sure. But if you look at the sentence twice, thrice, and many more times, you'll probably observe something. Something's not quite right in the sentence. Yup, there is something wrong with the sentence. And the wrong part is the whole sentence itself. Wait, what? Let me give you an example why freedom is somehow not a necessity. Why do stores and malls have to put price tags on every item being displayed? Why are some things much pricier than others? And why do we have to purchase items when we can just have them for free? The answer is a definite no to the business owners and the economy itself. Because how are they supposed to gain profit, right? However, in the grand scheme of things, nothing is absolutely free. Because we don't want to be taken for granted. Do you want to be taken for granted? For sure, you don't want to. Because for me, neither do I want it. But the idea of having items in the mall for free is good for everybody. Free for everybody. But imagine, if everything in the market is free, then we will be dependent on what is free. And is that how we wanted freedom to be? If yes, then probably the general will be depriving the freedom of earning money of the sellers. Therefore, no one wants to be a seller then. We tend to give the best definition of freedom itself, but freedom itself comes in different forms. Freedom is something that makes us believe that there is something waiting beyond what we tend to see, experience, and feel right now. But if we look at the moral of the example, we'll conclude that freedom is the acceptance of limitations due to probable outcomes of our actions. But to sound not so hopeless since we heard the word limitations, we have to think that limitations are different from boundaries. Freedom has limitations, but not boundaries. Limitations are just endpoints of paths. Limitations are unavoidable and expected. But boundaries are unexpected. Boundaries are being set to bound borders. And boundaries are created. So, it is just freedom that has endpoints, but doesn't need to have boundaries being set. We can be free, but it always has endpoints, because we cannot deprive others' freedom too. It is good to enjoy the freedom of your own, while others are also having the freedom of their own. A good win-win situation, right? We just have to remember that freedom is not just all about being free, because in reality, freedom is not easy due to adjacent consequences of our actions. So before I end this video that defines the definitive definition of freedom, the takeaway that matters most here goes back to you alone. For you, what is freedom?